Now I want to give the word to Toni Segovia, being a Catalan, 100% Catalan, living in Denmark. And your kid also learns Danish, right?
Yes.
I will give the word to you to describe the ANC, the Asamblea Nacional de Catalunya.
Thanks so much, Carlos. I'll be very brief actually. I have 5 slides just to make it a little bit more pleasant to hear. The first thing I'd like to do is just to show my deep appreciation to Nikolai Willumsen and the Enhedslisten parliamentary group for hosting this event and for the commitment to principles actually, because principles of democracy and self-determination, and for supporting our right to decide on destiny as a people by democratic means without any external interference. I know that you have been also defending those principles within the European Left parliamentary group, the European Left group, and then our position is double for that. Thanks so much. My intervention will be very brief because I'm standing on the shoulders of giants here. So my main point that I want to get across this room is that the Catalan process is a process largely driven by civil society. Whenever politicians or political parties try to deviate from our main goal, which is a binding referendum on independence, you will see society and its organizations bringing them back to the right track and forcing them to try to have creative solutions and thinking out of the box when they find themselves in front of a wall. We call our revolution the revolution of the smiles. We try to keep a positive, common state of mind because after years of dealing with negativity, procrastination, pessimism within Spain, which are classical feelings there, we have realized that having a constructive headspace will lead us further and accomplish the goals we want to achieve. And the main example will be probably the vote we had on the 9th of November. After months and even weeks, days even before we had the vote, we had a lot of threats. That's illegal, you can't do that. We'll send the police to the schools to not allow you to vote. We simply organize ourselves together with our government, 40,000 volunteers, organize the vote, and then 2.3 million went and voted. That was a massive act of civil disobedience, a peaceful civil disobedience. That was probably the example of the revolution of the smiles. Here in Denmark, we asked the Catalan government to allow us to have a polling station, and then 400 people from all Scandinavia, from distant points, from Finland, Norway and Sweden, came to vote here. We were part of the organization of having a meeting place for those people coming from abroad to join us and then follow up events in Catalonia using live streaming. And that again was a very emotional and grassroots social thing to do that comfort us a lot and show us that we are a united people at this moment. Yep. The Catalan National Assembly is basically a grassroots, cross-class, non-partisan organization. Non-partisan does not mean that we are apolitical. Actually, people in Catalonia are very political and very politically minded. They enjoy discussing these things a lot, and if we can serve as an example, for example, here our own organization, which has about 20 active members, you'll find people which is left-wing thinking, closer to Enhedslisten, and then you will find people who is conservative and Christian, closer to parties like Dansk Folkeparti, so, and everything in the middle. We are not partisan, but we are not apolitical in the sense that we don't care about politics, which is an issue nowadays. The organization had, by April 2014, like 51,000 members. There is a common goal, there is something that unites us all, which is the conviction that us, as Catalans, have the right to our own voice in the world. We have the right to become an independent democratic state. Basically, I think we all agree that we have the right to rule ourselves. So in our organization is not nationalist, is not a chauvinistic organization longing for the lost glory of the past when our nation was great. No, we look into the future and we want to build something new, something better, and we know for certain we can do it. And more than independentist organization, we are a democratic organization. We have organized a number of events, the three most famous ones, probably you know about them. So in 2012, together with the Association of Municipalities for Independence, we organized an event called Catalonia, New State in Europe. 1.5 million people were present there, according to the police in Barcelona. 2013, we organized a human change across 400 kilometers from the frontier in France to our southern limit. That was also around 1.6 to 2 million people in there. That was an imitation of the Baltic Way in 1989 that led to, in a way, to the succession of the Baltic countries from the Soviet Union. In 2014, we organized a human V in Barcelona, V standing for victory, for vote, showing our determination and our willingness to vote that was in September 11th, and then 2 months later we showed that we were going to vote, and we voted. Finally, here you can see the two types of political values in a specific political group in Europe. Both of them belong to the same one, actually. We look at the wall and what happens. We as an organization and also as civil society, we look at the wall and we see what happens in terms of democracy all around us, and we really don't understand the Spanish government. We are actually, as you know, or has been commented, we are not asking for anything new. It has been done in Canada and it has been done in the UK recently. So that we continue to fail to understand Spain in this regard. That's why we're asking for the understanding and the support of political institutions from national parliaments, the European Union, the Council of Europe, OSCE, United Nations. We in the ANC-Denmark, we are Catalans and we live here in Denmark. Our community is about 1,000 Catalans here in Denmark, approximately. And we can see both worlds unfolding. We see here in Denmark the possibility of interact with democratic institutions in a way that would be a dream in Catalonia and in Spain. That's actually an example of that. We see a mature democracy, how it works. We see the enormous political capital also that Denmark has accumulated in addressing and solving political issues around the world. I think that's something these are some political skills that we believe that Denmark should use. Actually, they are using it, but we would like to ask you or Denmark to use it also in our case. I mean, it has been mentioned before, the Schleswig plebiscite or referendum 1920. That's a role model. I mean, I know there is academics taking this as a possible model for solving conflicts in the Europe of the 21st century. Finally, there's also issues of, Denmark and Catalonia, we know they have already a number of bonds, familiar bonds, university, students go there, retirees go there, we have a fluid relationship business also. So, and we would like to preserve that. And then one of the things we will ask is for Denmark to help us come to agreements and to safeguard a political process together with Spain. I think you have the skills and the knowledge and the background to be able to mediate or to guide this process so this process follows a democratic path within Europe. Finally, it's a recommendation we make. I would say something like the Catalan file is by no means closed. We as civil society will continue working as we have done up till now. And in this regard, we ask the Danish Parliament to consider the issue in a constructive and positive way. Thanks so much.